All female remakes are the big thing. There's a female remake of Ghostbusters. There's going to be a female remake of Ocean's 11. Guaranteed box office results, and they don't have to spend too much money on the cast.
Riding down the 805, ain't enough. I'm just looking for some 305s.
Hey, yo, what's good, you guys? It's Boomer and Jer watching Bally Stars. Today, we're getting into Patrick CC when comedians cause chaos at award shows, man. Hey, man, only the best of comedians can bring out the best of the anarchy, of the pandemonium. Let's get straight on into it, bruh. Let's go.
Comedians notoriously hate award shows, and celebrities hate when comedians host them, because the comedians can't resist the opportunity to get on stage and belittle celebrities during their night of highest honor. But the fans love these spectacles because we get to sit back and watch the chaos.
Relax, I'm going to try and be nice. You're global megastars with amazing talent, most of you. A few of you just married well. You know who you are. We all do. We all do.
Today we are going to take a look at some of the funniest, most savage, and painfully awkward moments that have come from comedians at award shows, starting with Jerry Seinfeld, who exposed these ceremonies for what they truly are. Comedy legend Jerry Seinfeld bluntly explained his hatred for award shows while he accepted the Comedian Award presented by HBO in 2007.
You don't give awards to comedians. First of all, comedians don't need awards. Awards are for people that are looking for work. We're not looking for work.
Jerry opens with an interesting point. Comedians will not sell more tickets to their stand-up performances based on some pretentious award because being funny is subjective. However, in cinema, receiving an accolade will make producers and directors more interested in hiring an award-winning actor in future films for obvious creative and marketing reasons.
I didn't know that guy was in a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hiring an award-winning actor...
Was that in This Is the End? Is it This Is the End? I know it's the one with Jonah Hill. This is the one with Jonah Hill, because I remember old girl was wearing a wig like that in that movie. Is this? I didn't know he was in this movie. That's crazy.
In future films for obvious creative and marketing reasons.
Guess he wasn't.
You know, I don't know why we're so fascinated with actors.
Famous as he is now.
In this culture. They haven't got a thought in their stupid bedhead, hairdo, mini brains. Why? We must honor this man. Why? He pretended to be Bob Johnson. Playing dress up and pretend is not genius, ladies and gentlemen. It's not genius. Roll the cameras, put on these clothes, stand there ready, say what we told you to say. Fantastic. He did it. Give this man a huge golden trophy. He's a goddamn genius.
As an actor himself, I'm sure Jerry is just joking here. However, comedians are often writers, directors, producers, and performers of their own material. Ironically, it kind of makes them more deserving of these esteemed awards.
And secondly, and even more important, is your whole career as a comedian is about making fun of pretentious, high-minded, self-congratulatory BS events like this one. The whole feeling in this room of reverence and honoring is the exact opposite of everything I have wanted my life to be about.
Now, him clearly expressing disdain for these ceremonies might come as a surprise to you, but comedians before and after him have felt the exact same hatred, like Don Rickles, who paved the way for comedians after him to unapologetically say what's on their mind.
I am so excited to get this Kakamemi Award.
While you may think it's disrespectful to just make fun of an award you're being honored for, it's hard to take it seriously when there are so many award shows that you can't even keep track of them. Right. You have the Golden Globes, the Emmy.
I'm pretty sure some of these celebrities ask, which one are we going to again, bro? I know these are once in their life, bro. It's like, what is it? The Golden Globes Awards? It's not the Emmys, right? Oh, it's the same thing as the Emmys? Which one am I thinking of? Oh, Oscars. Oh, yeah. It's not the Oscars, right? Nah. So why are we going again? Like, bruh.
The Grammys, Directors Guild of America Awards, the BAFTA Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards, Producers Guild of America Awards, Writers Guild of America Awards, the Oscars, MTV Video Music Awards, BET Awards, American Music Awards, and that's not even all of them.
What?
These
Dude, I swear I still sometimes forget what, like that there was something called this American Music. I'm like, that's a thing? Like, bro. Which one is this one? You know, so it's not the Grammys, not the MTV. It's like, which one is this one again?
Spend more time celebrating than they do creating.
I get this.
But hey, like actors, man, musicians, at least, I think when starting out to like the middle of their career, they still look for, you know, to get some type of award. You know what I'm saying? At least get some like credibility of something. You know what I'm saying? One higher than the
TV Land
other.
Award, and whoever designed it is a moron.
Now, I'm sure you all know the typical structure of these events. One person will be the host of the entire night, but different celebrities will take the stage to present each award. Usually, these celebs read their lines off teleprompters, and often they are reading bad jokes that someone else wrote with terrible delivery.
We're here to present the VMA to the best group, and we love everything that has to do with groups. You have group therapy, group hugs, groupies.
Very exciting for both of us because we're both nominated.
Oh, I thought he was going to say something clever for
Actually,
threesome.
James, I'm not nominated tonight.
Come on, Ann, don't be so modest.
No, I'm not modest. I'm just not nominated. It used to be, you get naked, you get nominated. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Which made Don's subtle jab about reading from the teleprompter that much funnier.
Let's read these funny lines they wrote for us.
Okay.
Don then goes on to sarcastically laugh at the jokes.
First, it's a thrill to be matched up at the Emmy Awards with Mr. Warmth himself, Don Rickles. The world hasn't seen a pairing like this since John McCain and Sarah Palin.
It's the deep layers of irony that make Don's delivery so good. These celebrities know award shows are pompous. They also know Don isn't afraid to call
I
them
don't know why, but I forgot her name. Katie something. That's Smash.
good. These celebrities know award shows are pompous. They also know Don isn't afraid to call them out on their bullshit. Yet even before he can get the jokes out, they already laugh and applaud the comic legend. But don't you dare try to interrupt one of his punchlines.
Oh, Julia Roberts, you live next to me at the beach, you know that. Thanks for all the visits. Anyway, I'm living about 2 blocks from you. The broad never shows up. Come by and say hello.
Closer than 2
You
blocks.
have no lines, Julia. Just nod. Anyway,
And even if the entire ceremony is dedicated to one person, like when Martin Scorsese received a tribute for the AFI
And also, another side note, I wouldn't think this before when I was younger, but Julia Roberts...
Achievement Award, Don Rickles will humble them.
Marty, you
I
are
think
the
she was
most
ugly when I
annoying
was
director
younger.
I ever had in my life.
Not ugly, but just not...
Little guy, he's the kind of guy in prison was the squealer all the time. Pulling on your pants like going, let's do it again. Marty, when we see all the films you did, none of them were great.
But if you feel bad for Martin, don't worry. Clint Eastwood got the same treatment the previous year.
Clint, I say it, nobody else has said it, and I say it from my heart. You're a lousy actor.
Jim Carrey?
This is why you can never get too comfortable at these gatherings, like when David Mann was presenting at the Neighborhood Awards and Lavelle Crawford caught a stray fat joke.
Anybody got some chicken, an extra piece of chicken? Lavelle, I know you got some.
I'm so sweet, bro.
Hey, take your jacket off and cover that side of the audience up.
I think we can all agree that the best moments come from the host directly sniping one of the members of the audience.
It's a big year. He also got in a hot tub with Kathy Bates. But hey, who hasn't?
One of the most savage roasts came from Amy Poehler at the 2013 Golden Globes. She introduced director Kathryn Bigelow, who was previously married to famous director James Cameron. Kathryn was nominated for Best Director for the film Zero Dark 30, which received a ton of criticism for glorifying CIA torture in the film.
Haven't really been following the controversy over Zero Dark 30, but when it comes to torture, I trust the lady who spent 3 years married to James Cameron.
Amy has built herself a reputation for kind of being a roast master.
Yes,
Honestly,
Matt
her face through it all, though, is a little
Amy
bit funnier
has built
than
herself a
She's
reputation
like,
for kind of
I
being
got
a
you.
roast master.
Yes, Matt Damon is here for Behind the Candelabra. Where are you, Matt? Matt, on any other night in any other room, you would be a big deal, but tonight, and don't take this the wrong way, you're basically a garbage person.
Oh, and Tina Fey is damn good, too.
Gravity is nominated for Best Film. It's the story of how George Clooney would rather float away into space and die than spend one more minute with a woman his own age.
But sometimes making jokes
Sandra
about
Bullock, I
celebrities
definitely
doesn't
smashed.
always go over well. Like the time Sarah Silverman made fun of Britney Spears' children at the 2007 VMAs.
But have
I actually put it in a song, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you want to check it out.
You seen Britney's kids?
If you want to.
Oh my God. They are the most adorable mistakes you will ever see. They are so cute. They're as cute as the hairless vagina they came out of. I'm serious, they're this cute, you guys.
The audience didn't think this joke was very funny, but this was back in
I don't get
2007 when the internet didn't have a full-force grip on everyone's lives, so nobody was tweeting their outrage against Sarah. That was not the case for Bill Burr, who made a bunch of jokes at the 2021 Grammys pre-show that caused uproar online. After a beautiful piano solo from Igor Levit, Bill was brought on stage and said this.
Oh, this was during the COVID one.
Was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during that piano solo?
Critics exploded online, scolding Bill for making such a distasteful joke during a night of honor and praise. Little did critics know, it was only going to get worse. Bill immediately followed up by making fun of the Grammys pre-show as he thought he was going to be hosting the actual Grammys, only for him to show up to an empty Hollywood set presenting awards to a handful of producers and a few thousand people watching on the internet.
I bought a suit for this. I thought I was going to be on TV. I'm such a moron. I am losing so much money right now.
For some reason, they had Bill, a white man from Boston with absolutely no musical talent or knowledge, present all of the Latin music awards and nominees.
That was such a misplacement.
All right. Hey, how many feminists are going nuts? So why is this cis white male doing all this Latino stuff?
And he unsurprisingly butchered just about every name.
I can't say this name. Natalie what? All right. And the winner, the Grammy goes to Natalia Lafourcade. And the Grammy goes to Gustavo Dudamel, conducting the Los Angeles Philharmonic. I will be accepting the Grammy on behalf of Gustavo Dudamel. Congratulations. Crushed that one. And the Grammy goes to Frederick Valentine, Angel Blue, Dead Sea Graves.
Because of people's outrage, some comedians don't think it's worth it to host anymore. Like Kevin Hart, who decided to drop out of hosting the Academy Awards after he was attacked on Twitter for his unsavory humor. Kevin Hart was announced to be the host of the 2019 Oscars, and immediately Twitter erupted, where detractors posted a series of old homophobic tweets. Nearly all of them were just really bad jokes that seem relatively mean.
I'll be the judge of that. Is it gay if you fight a guy with long hair when you start losing, grab a handful of it? How can you tell if your pit bull is okay? My dog just farted and sounded like he whistled. I saw at all the women asking me where the pic is. I'm not passing along a pic of a naked man. That will make me GAY by association. Showing it to a bunch of women. I mean, put it out on the internet, of course, some guys might see it as well. You know what I'm saying? Guys that would want to see it. I just saw the biggest gay guy ever. This nigga looked like Hulk Hogan. Why is this so hard for me to say gay but not nigga? Fuck this. I just saw the biggest gay guy ever. This nigga looked like Hulk Hogan with heels on. I can't lie, I got scared.
Menial. However, one stood out more than most. Kevin Hart tweeted,
My son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse. I'm going to break over his head and say in my voice, stop, that's gay. That was in comedy special, wasn't it?
Yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, "Stop, that's gay." Critics also resurfaced an old joke from his iconic 2010 comedy special, Seriously Funny.
I'm gonna tell you guys one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears is my son growing up and being gay. Hey, stop! That's gay! It's quick.
Kevin had apologized for these previous words in 2012. In 2015, he also addressed using gay jokes in his film Get Hard.
Did you think this is mildly mean-spirited or at the very least a little bit dated?
I said to myself, this is funny. And at the end of the day, funny is funny, regardless of what area it's coming from.
Within 48 hours of the host announcement, Kevin claims he was given an ultimatum.
I was given an ultimatum. Kevin, apologize.
By who?
Or we're going to have to find another host.
So he ultimately decided to step down. Kevin did not host the Oscars and said recently in 2024 that he would never...
Wait, what did they say again?
Kevin, apologize, or we're going to have to find another host.
So he ultimately decided to step down. Kevin did not host the Oscars and said recently in 2024 that he would never consider it ever again. Those gigs aren't good gigs for comics. It's no shot to the Oscars, no shot to the Globes or anything else. Those just aren't comedy-friendly environments anymore. Many people like Kevin believe that comedy is under a microscope these days, but it isn't even just more. Many people like Kevin believe that comedy is under a microscope these days, but it isn't even just everyday people online that get offended. Sometimes it's the A-list stars who, even though they are in the entertainment industry themselves, get offended. Like I've noticed that Tom Hanks always has a sour look on his face. Anyone in the audience not laughing is terrified of being next. One A-lister who did not like being the butt of the joke was Jada Pinkett Smith, and her husband's reaction stamped one of the craziest award show moments of all time. During the 2022 Oscars, Chris Rock was presenting the award for Best Documentary Feature. Naturally, he opened with some jokes.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if he loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please.
Everything was going great, until he transitioned to a joke about Jada Pinkett. Now, Chris had a joke during the 2016 Oscars about Jada that the crowd loved.
Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Ironically, this joke was way hard.
Nah. The camera shady, she's shady, but the camera shady for showing her do that.
Was way harsher than the one he was about to deliver. Chris made a joke about Jada, who has spoken openly about having alopecia, a hair loss condition. Chris compared Jada to Lieutenant Jordan O'Neill, the star of G.I. Jane, notorious for her short, buzz-cut hairstyle. Based on Jada's expression, she did not like the joke. Will, on the other hand, was laughing. It's unclear if he was trying to mask his anger by laughing, or if he genuinely thought the joke was funny.
I kind of got like oh, stop it vibe from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really think she was really that. I mean, she could have been, but she was like, I thought she was saying, this nigga or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
But then the camera cuts back to Chris, and we can see Will storming the stage until he ultimately smacks Chris
completely
in the face.
unexpected.
He sits back in his seat and yells at Chris, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth." The deafening silence in the room permeated when the audience realized his name.
What sold it was, oh damn, I forgot her name. She's so fine too, but behind Will and stuff, bro. One of the finest chocolate woman I've ever laid eyes on. But, her facial expression, sold this for me, bro.
Out of your mouth.
Your mouth. And she was
the
like...
deafening silence in the room permeated.
Like, I could swear she opened up her mouth. She was like, almost like Chappelle off of that skit on Chappelle's show and stuff. Mad Real World or something. Not Mad Real World. Making the Band. And Chappelle was playing Dialon and stuff. And Chappelle also played No Diddy. And like, No Diddy was like, I want y'all to go get me a sugar cookie. And it showed Chappelle's Dialon. He was like, bruh. That I thought that was a moment like that for me.
When the audience realized this was not scripted, and Chris tried to make sense of what just happened. This encounter made comedians hate award shows even more because Will faced zero repercussions for his actions.
What do you mean zero repercussions? We all know what he went through. What the hell? Wait, you want this nigga to go to jail for what he did?
kicked out. He was not spoken to by the show organizers. In fact, he won his first Oscar for Best Actor later.
That was before that, I think. No, it was after.
On in the evening, he gave a 5-minute speech rambling and crying about how God is calling him to love people and to protect people.
To love people, to protect people. After he just did that.
He received a standing ovation with Hollywood actors crying in support of him. The standing ovation made me realize how detached Hollywood is from reality. The slap incident is likely why we got the extremely safe and not edgy Jimmy Kimmel to host the awards for the next 2 years. And they were about as funny as you could imagine.
Christopher is joined by his longtime collaborator, Cillian Murphy, who is just wonderful. Cillian is...
I mean, one good joke he made, and that keep recirculating over the internet and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that because, one, that's the only joke I heard and saw. And two, yeah, like I didn't tune in to this to catch all the jokes and stuff, man. At that time, I didn't care about these awards. I still don't care about them award shows, but, you know, the one that circulated all over the internet, the one where he's like calling out the like certain celebrities that were superheroes and stuff. He was like, and if one of y'all, because this happened right after the Will Smith incident, he's like, if one of y'all comes up here and tries to do what Will Smith did, then we gonna have whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I'm saying? And it showed all the celebrities, and it's like, you know, they put on, you know what I'm saying, their tough guy face, you know what I'm saying, as if they was that superhero and stuff. And yeah.
Interesting fact about his name, it's pronounced Cillian when he does drama. When he does comedy, it's Cillian.
Actually, I take that back. The reason why we'll never get a good comedian to...
Wait, what?
Not as funny as you could imagine.
Christopher is joined by his longtime collaborator, Cillian Murphy, who is just wonderful. Cillian is... Interesting fact about his name, it's pronounced Cillian when he does drama. When he does comedy, it's Cillian.
Actually, I take that back. The reason why we'll never get a good comedian to host an award show again is not because of Will Smith. It's because
it was that
we'll never
face.
get a good comedian to host an award show again is not because...
Why am I just now noticing the white girl behind her? You know what I'm saying? Not the one directly behind him, but the one like to the left or to your right or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because of Will Smith, it's because of Ricky Gervais, who unleashed an onslaught of savage roasts and jokes towards the guests, sponsors, and even the networks who host these events. Ricky exposed Hollywood so badly at the 2020 Golden Globes that no organizer will dare set themselves up to get decimated like that again. Ricky Gervais is a British comedian who is known to push the boundaries with extremely edgy material. Politics, social issues, race, religion, there is absolutely nothing Ricky won't joke about. If people thought that Kevin Hart's material pushed the boundaries, Ricky makes Kevin look like a comedian for children. So how he was able to host the Golden Globes 5 times is pretty insane. The first time he hosted was in 2010, and yes, he was still a savage back then. As soon as he stepped on stage, he started attacking Steve Carell.
You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you?
You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell? He's amazing as the bumbling office manager. Where does he get his ideas from?
See, I don't know if Steve is trolling.
If you don't know, Ricky Gervais created a British comedy show called The Office in 2001, 4 years before the American version. Ricky's show only lasted 1 season, but is filmed the exact same way. No music, long awkward pauses, deadpan humor, semi-realistic but also extremely unrelatable chaos in the work environment. The premise of the show is the exact same, and only diehard fans of the American version would argue how it's different. Ricky, like the savage he is, goes on to promote his version of the show, as well as roasting the network hosting the event.
Or if you think that particular version of the show has jumped the shark a little bit, then watch the original. Fridays on Adult Swim. Or get the box set, that's still available. So, Go and get that. I will be making the most of this opportunity. I'm not used to these sort of viewing figures. Let's face it, nor's NBC. So
he then goes on to belittle actors' value to the world. Notice how they almost clap for themselves.
it is an honour to be here in a room full of what I consider to be the most important people on the planet. Actors. They're just better than ordinary people, aren't they? We all know that. Imagine a world without actors. Oh, God, it doesn't bear thinking about it. Imagine if they ever went on strike. Oh, what would we do? You couldn't replace them. You couldn't replace them with any other profession, lawyers or doctors. Can you imagine a real surgeon doing what Hugh Laurie does in-house? It would be pathetic. He'd be all over the place. He'd go, oh, where do I stand? How's my American accent? What's my lines? You know?
Hugh Laurie did not like that joke. Another celebrity not very fond of Ricky's jokes was Mel Gibson. Mel has struggled with alcoholism since he was 13 years old. He is also known in Hollywood to be pretty outwardly anti-Semitic. In 2006, he got arrested for a DUI and then proceeded to blame Jews for all the wars around the world.
I think this was after he made Passion of the Christ, too. I think I remember hearing this after he made that movie, bro. I was like, that is crazy, bro.
Or threatening the police officer.
I'm like, doesn't even make these movies believable.
Proceeded to blame Jews for all the wars around the world before threatening the police officer. So Ricky had to take a jab.
I haven't offended anyone. I didn't mean, it's not my fault. There's a lot of powerful people here, so if I said it's... Honestly, I like a drink as much as the next man. Unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
Ricky's comments throughout the night felt distasteful to many around the world, but numbers don't lie, and he drove NBC's ratings through the roof. The 67th Annual Golden Globe Awards presents NBC with its biggest non-sports viewership in the slot in 6 years. The Golden Globe Awards gains 12% in adults 18 to 49 and 14% in total viewers versus last year's telecast. So he was invited back again the next year.
Also not nominated, I Love You, Philip Morris, Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor, two heterosexual actors pretending to be gay. So the complete opposite of some famous Scientologists then. Probably. My lawyer's happy with the wording of that joke.
Ricky set the tone for the night that 2011 would be even crazier than 2010.
God,
Immediately
said, yeah, now you thought that was bad. I'm about to go stupid this year, bruh.
The nominees, specifically The Tourist, which was a 2010 film led by Johnny Depp and Angelina Specifically The Tourist, which was a 2010 film led by Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie that was nominated for Best Motion Picture.
It was a big year for 3D movies. Toy Story, Despicable Me, Tron. Seems like everything this year was three-dimensional. Except the characters in The Tourist. I feel bad about that joke. No, I'll tell you what. I'm jumping on the bandwagon because I haven't even seen The Tourist. Who has?
The Tourist was notoriously a terrible movie, and many wondered why it was nominated in the first place. Well, if you understand how Golden Globes are chosen, it might make a bit more sense. The Hollywood Foreign Press is a voting body of about 90 journalists that determine who gets nominated and wins the trophy. To get to the HFPA, you must write for a foreign publication but live in Los Angeles. It's no secret that members of the HFPA...
It says Southern California, not necessarily Los Angeles. So anywhere in Southern California.
They like to use their status to mingle with celebrities. It's like if I had a real vote on who wins a Grammy and I started hitting up rappers to have dinner with me. They might entertain it because theoretically I could help them win an award. So you will notice Ricky often says the Hollywood Foreign Press is corrupt.
It must be good because it's nominated, so shut up, okay? And I'd like to quash this ridiculous rumour going around that the only reason The Tourist was nominated was so the Hollywood Foreign Press could hang out with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. That is rubbish. That is not the only reason. They also accepted bribes.
Ricky also had to take more shots at Mel Gibson.
Our first presenter is beautiful, talented, and Jewish, apparently. Mel Gibson told me that. He's obsessed.
And of course he had to dig into Steve Carell some more.
He was a jobbing actor. career not going that well, if I'm being totally honest, who got his big break when I cast him in a remake of a show that I created called The Office. He's now leaving that show and killing a cash cow for both of us. Please welcome the wonderful Tina Fey and the ungrateful Steve Carell.
Nigga, what?
It's important to know that Ricky did. It's important to know that Ricky doesn't actually have hard feelings for Steve. They are both in on the joke and love to play up the bit.
It's funny. He always makes fun of me, always, and he's also, you know, in a personal way, been very, very sweet to me. Like before one of these award shows, he pulled me aside and said, "Hey, I've got a few things that I wanted to go after you with. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Of course." So there is a side, there is a gentler side to him that people don't necessarily see.
He's such a lovely man, though.
And he thinks you're sweet because, just to clarify, you go up to him before an award ceremony and say, "I'm going to call you a prick in a minute, just to warn you."
But if I told him what I was going to say, you know, if I had access to them, I'd warn everyone.
Some people just don't like the idea of a person being the butt of someone's joke, so they definitely wouldn't like this stray that Sandra Bullock caught at the end of the night.
The next presenter is a national treasure. Miss Congeniality herself.
That's me like 5
this
to 10 years
down-to-earth
ago.
girl next door first stole our hearts as a bus driver
15 years ago.
and then as a railway fare collector. Now, of course, she wouldn't be seen dead on public transport because as she just said to me backstage, poor people are gross and they smell bad. Please welcome Sandra Bullock.
Surely, after these attacks, he wouldn't be brought back to host the 2012 awards. After all, the Hollywood Foreign Press did not want him back, with one member stating, "My worry was that he was insulting, and when I invite someone to my house, they don't insult me. But this is show business. I guess I'm old-fashioned." But NBC was strongly in favor of Gervais returning because the ratings were just as good as they were last year, with 17 million live viewers for the entire show. So they decided to bring him back for a third year, and he was as unhinged as ever, opening with lines that proved he could care less about this special.
At this point, he's like, now let's see how far I can go before I get canceled. Because they thought last year was stupid. Oh no, this year I'm gonna try and aim for that goal now.
Evening.
Tonight, you get Britain's biggest comedian hosting the world's second biggest award show on America's third biggest network. Sorry, it's four. It's four. For any of you who don't know, the Golden Globes are just like the Oscars, but without all that esteem.
The first presenter he brought up was Johnny Depp, and he called back to his previous joke last year about his movie, The Tourist.
Have you... I guess so. Have you seen The Tourist yet?
Stand back and clap. Bro.
No.
The lead actor of a movie that was nominated for a Golden Globe, admitting that he didn't even watch his own movie the following year, says just about everything you need to know about the value of these awards. Celebrities, like Elton John, have had enough of Ricky's nonsense. Even Ricky wrote on his blog after the event, "I've told my agent to never let me be persuaded to do it again, but then 2016 came around and Gervais was made an offer he couldn't refuse." He tweeted, "I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Hashtag Golden Globes." Ricky genuinely believed he would never be back, so he made the 2016 Golden Globes his most diabolical performance ever.
Recording? Or is it coming up? I wonder who's hosting that.
Shut up! You disgusting, pill-popping, sexual deviant scum.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to get
I want to do
canceled
this
now.
monologue and then go into hiding.
Ricky kept reassuring everyone in the crowd he would be nice this evening. He was lying.
I would be nice tonight, and I'll tell you why. The president of the Hollywood Foreign Press just told me that if I say anything offensive or crass or resort to innuendo, he's going to come out here and personally pull me off. So that's an offer I couldn't refuse. Yes, that is the level. An old man pulling me off.
And then again insinuated that this award show is corrupt.
One Hollywood publication said that me hosting would mean that some film stars would stay away for fear of being made fun of. As if film stars would stay away from the chance of winning a Golden Globe. Particularly if their film company has already paid for it.
Everyone is clapping and laughing because they know it's true. Ricky continued to just minimize and bash the award show every which way he could.
All female remakes are the big thing. There's a female remake of Ghostbusters. There's going to be a female remake of Ocean's 11. And this is brilliant for the studios because they get guaranteed box office results and they don't have to spend too much money on the cast. Shut up. Shut up, I don't care. If you do win tonight, remember that no one cares about what is, no offence, worthless. It's a bit of metal that some nice old confused journalists wanted to give you in person so they could meet you and have a selfie with you.
Honestly, there is nothing more I can say to add to this.
Eva Longoria and America Ferrera aren't just beautiful, talented actresses. They're also two people who your future president, Donald Trump, can't wait to deport.
But I'm sure you can tell the energy of this show feels different than previous years. The first 3 shows he hosted, he was more playful, often chuckling to himself devilishly. But this show, he seems more fed up and actually just trying to be blunt.
Oh,
he's laying down some cold, hard truth.
This show is way too long, isn't it? It's way too... This could be half an hour. Okay. Let's get through it.
Is he like, I swear he's like the guy that'll tell his son, look, son, once you fed up, Santa Claus is not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, the tooth fairy's your mom, and the Easter Bunny, god dang it, it's your damn church pastor. Like...
Right. Unbelievable. Some people still think this award means something. The winners, just listen to me. Listen, it doesn't just... Right. When Brad and Angelina see our next 2 adorable little presenters, they're going to want to adopt them. Please welcome Kevin Hart and Ken Jeong.
And for some reason, the producers decided it would be a good idea for Ricky to introduce Mel Gibson, who he had previously attacked multiple times, and this time would be no different.
Listen, I'm sure it's embarrassing for both of us, okay? And I blame NBC for this terrible situation. Mel blames... We know who Mel blames. Mel's forgotten all about it, apparently. That's what drinking does. I want to say something nice about Mel before he comes out. Oh yeah, okay, here you go. I'd rather have a drink with him in his hotel room tonight than with Bill Cosby. Please welcome Mel Gibson.
The night concludes, celebrities are angry, the Hollywood foreign press is angry.
Oh my god.
The night concludes, celebrities are angry, the Hollywood foreign press...
sorry, one more time. Oh my god.
The night concludes, celebrities are angry, the Hollywood foreign press is angry, Mel Gibson is angry, Ricky Gervais is never coming back. Until 2020. Where they asked him to host for the 5th time. People were shocked. Ricky was shocked. And if we thought his 2016 show was direct and less playful, 2020 felt like he did not tell one joke, but rather just statements of how much he hates Hollywood.
You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so... I don't...
Okay, I know I'm giving y'all tears on each time, but... Of course, he said, they still want me back? Still want me back? Okay, gloves off. Gloves are off. I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. Alright. They loved it. They loved the last one out. Alright. I ain't canceled yet. Let's do this.
Don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did. NBC clearly don't care either. 5th time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood foreign press can barely speak English.
He immediately set the stage that he would go out with a bang, and timbers were shivered.
people from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big...
Oh, yeah. I thought it was just Nickelodeon.
Big year for paedophile movies.
I mean, I'm pretty sure most of y'all knew it was Hollywood, but you know what I'm saying? It's like this is coming out as a new LGBTQ now, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it's just being out of the lineup and step forward, you know what I'm saying, to be the spotlight. If y'all get what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Out of the long list of things that are offensive, you know, you have some that are like the LGBTQ, you know, some the gays and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? They step out and they come in the spotlight to like what's most offensive for that time. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, it's almost like that. It's almost taking a step back. And now like stuff like this, given the circumstances right now, time of this recording, time that y'all see is 2024. You know what I'm saying? Like the LGBTQ is like taking like some baby steps back. And, you know, now like I'm going to say the Dan Schneiders, you know what I'm saying? The Dan Schneiders are now taking the step forward to become in the limelight now. You know what I'm saying? Of what's like, oh, dang. Not only that, and Diddy too. No Diddy, bruh. Like, yeah. This is taking the step forward now.
Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. It was a big year. It was a big... Talking of all you perverts... It was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. I don't care.
Ronan Farrow is the son of Woody Allen, who became a journalist and led the charge in exposing Harvey Weinstein for his decades of sex crimes inside the film industry.
No wonder I didn't
Spoiler
see him
alert,
in this one.
Season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up!
Industry.
Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You like to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right.
Tom Hanks didn't like that one.
Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. So
it baffles me how most of Ricky's harshest roasts since 2010 were towards the organizers of the event, and they still hired him 5 times. But the ending of his monologue was not a joke.
So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right? Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right? Come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and f*** off, okay?
His wit and his charm we saw in previous years was no longer present. He had used it all up.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it.
We saw in previous years was no longer present. He had used it all up.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it. Shut the fuck up.
Fans absolutely loved Ricky's direct attacks on the privileged class. These harsh jokes are absolutely loved.
I love how we mad when we failed telling them the truth. Yeah.
Ricky's direct attacks on the privileged class. These harsh jokes are likely the most adversity they had to face all year. Classically, journalists hated his performance. Rolling Stone said, the host's shtick at the 2020 Golden Globes felt incredibly stale. Salon said, why the Golden Globes and host Ricky Gervais felt particularly pointless. Variety said, but most of the time, his stand-up seemed lazy. Which is true. It was kind of lazy, because it didn't seem like he was joking.
Yeah,
but hey, if these celebrities are going to congratulate themselves over a dozen times per year with superficial awards and trophies, then they need a comedian to humble them. But I think we can all agree that the real winners of these events are the fans, who get to laugh and reminisce on the comedic chaos that ensued at the expense of multi-millionaires.
Nah, no diddy. Alright, you guys, that was a phenomenal video by Mr. Patrick CC when comedians cause chaos at award shows, man. And yeah, I remember hearing most about Ricky Gervais. I remember seeing most on the internet for memes and, you know what I'm saying, Instagram videos, TikToks were Ricky Gervais for these award shows. You feel me? Man. Unhinged. He let it fly. You feel me? That's why I'm saying I wonder, like, who is hosting or has hosted this Golden Globes, like, yeah, Golden Globes, like, this year, 2024, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, bro, if it's him, I might just tune in for the first time ever. Yeah, I've never watched the Golden Globes, but I'll tune in for the first time ever if he comes back. I'm like, y'all niggas haven't learned your lesson yet. All right, I'm about to bring the air, like, what Eminem the way say, I'm gonna pick the world up and I'm gonna drop it on the fucking head, like, bro. Yeah, I'm bringing the earth down, bro. I'm dragging this thing, bro. All y'all gonna, all y'all finna get the guillotine, bro. Like, if they bring him back again, I am tuning in. Oh yeah. But, hey, man, y'all let me know your thoughts about down in the comment section down below. You already know it's Boomer and Gervais watching Bally Star. Make sure to leave a like, support the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new, so now you're joining up with the Bomb Squad. You dig? And, yo, I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. 100. Boom!
Yeah.